We are live. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys. Welcome to a new episode of Qatartainment, episode 61. I'm your host, Gagma. Yes.
And I'm Lodi1 Kenobi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
If you notice or you don't notice, it's actually just the two of us today.
Yes.
Um,
And we're on time because of that, actually.
so yeah,
It's a big improvement since only the two of us has done the podcast today.
yeah, that's impressive.
Yes, we
So-
should continue doing this every day or every week.
So it's not Glenn, not Sam. Even the director is not here today.
Yeah, Hamza.
So
See?
it's just us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
By the way, is this working?
Yeah, this is working.
Okay, so because it shows me here something different.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, wait. Okay. All right, it is working.
Yes, we're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're just testing things
Technical
out, you know,
issues.
before the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
just final checkups. Anyways, yeah. How's your day?
All good, all good. I've
Yeah.
been, for the past week or so, I've been playing Helldivers too.
Oh, wait, on PC or PlayStation?
On PC!
Good
what
job. Good
what
job.
else? Yes.
Speaking of PC, I just got a new PC.
Yes, I heard.
Finally, I'm a PC gamer. I'm like no longer a laptop gamer. Like I'm just so happy. Like you have no idea.
Flaunt the specs, dude. Flaunt the specs.
Oh, 4090, i9 14900 KS, NZHD cooler 360, whatever its name is. RAM Corsair Dominator 64 gigabytes, 6800 megahertz.
SSDs, please.
Okay. What is it?
SSDs. The SSD. Solid state. SSD, sorry.
SSDs. 9 SSDs.
9 SSDs, 4 TBs each.
Yes.
Woo.
Totaling 36 terabytes.
36 terabytes. Okay, tell the guys what you play.
Nothing. You know why? Because we're adults. We do not play video games anymore. We just buy games on Steam sale and then we hope to play it.
That's true, and it's so sad. You know, I've built up so much games in my Steam library over the years, over the course of my professional life, and I don't know, I can count in my fingers the games that I was able to finish from my upwards 500 games.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the funny thing about that is I bought most of those from Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
So you got your Steam sales where you say, oh, okay, I will not spend so much this Steam sales, but then you do, and then you've got your Humble Bundle where you get about what?
Also your Itch.io bundles.
Oh, yeah, H.io bundles, your Fanatical bundles.
Your
oh.
Epic Game Store Christmas free games like for a week.
Oh, yeah. Not counting the Epic
Like-
Games, weekly games that they give away for nothing.
Random GOG free games as well. Like there is just... I love how PC just give us a large abundant amount of games. And yet we cannot play not even 1% of it.
Yeah. Why is that?
We're adults.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah. It's
nuances of being an adult. What is stopping you from playing your games?
mostly because time.
Okay.
Like, although I'm a very professional time organizer, there's just barely enough time to play to justify like launching the game, playing a game, or like at least starting to a game since if you want to like get to your backlog. So you just can't help but like playing, you know, just a casual online game. For example, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think I put like almost now 900 hours.
900 hours.
Yes.
On one game.
Yeah, because I have a reason. It's mostly like I'm not even a professional Smash Bros. Player by any means, but it's like one of the games that I can just shut my brain off and then
Yeah.
just let my muscle memory just activate while
That's
I'm doing
true.
something else.
That's true.
Either I'm watching a YouTube video, movie, show, anime, could be whatever media I'm consuming as of now.
whatever you're having fun with. I
Yes.
think that's the most important thing that you need to consider. It's just like watching Netflix, for example. You go home after a day of tiring work and you want to do something, you know, for yourself.
Yep.
Right? Or a me time, as you would say.
Yeah.
So some people who are not gamers or possibly gamers as well, they do sit on their couch and then watch Netflix.
Yeah.
binge movies, binge series, and that's what we do as well. We
Also because it's so
Play games.
convenient. It's so convenient to just, grab the remote, sign into Netflix, and then put something.
Yes, the convenience of doing that. And that's the difference between watching Netflix and playing games. Because with games, there are just some things that you need to prepare before you can actually start playing a game.
You need to make sure your console is up to date. You need to make sure the game is up to date. You need to wait till the loading times. You need to play the game, wait till something. Like, there's just too many things. Especially if you want to try a new game, and the new game, like, tutorial takes around 1 to 2 hours at least nowadays. There's
I
just
agree.
nothing. It's just too much. Too much headache.
One of the things I hate are the surprise updates. You know, when you're so ready to just jump in to your game
Yeah.
that you've just left last night, or you're so excited because you're so sleepy you had to stop, and now you're excited, you want to play that game right now, but here you go, a 5 GB update.
Or worse, 50 GB
50
update with Call of Duty.
With Call of Duty.
Nowadays.
We're blessed here in Qatar. The thing is, in Qatar, we have very fast internet. So the 50 GB will take maybe less than an hour.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
And also now Ooredoo and Vodafone nowadays they all the most basic home network plan has 1 GB per second.
Yes.
So like and it's like like you don't even have to pay extra for it. Like that's just complimentary.
We're blessed in Qatar.
Yeah,
so,
that's great.
But that's why I feel bad for other countries that don't have fast internet, who are in the same situation as us. We're all adults.
Yeah.
We all work. Some of us who do 9 to 5, and just want to sit down, relax, play your favorite game, and these are just something that stops you from doing that.
Yeah. So the one thing I noticed about adults nowadays is that we play mobile games more often than console games.
Yeah, true.
Because I thought about it, like mobile games have reached the perfect convenience when it comes to just playing a game, because I can just launch the app. And most of the time your phone is connected to the internet, you're just gonna log in and play.
I think that's what's missing on games. The difference, as you say, right, the Netflix and playing a game, it's just the added things that you need to do, the different steps that you need to take before you can actually play a game. So mobile game, what it does, it gives you that convenience to just do the thing that you want to do, sit down and just play the game with your mobile.
Though, speaking on that idea, I think one of the good features that PC Master Race has that console games doesn't is Steam's Big Mode.
Sorry, the what?
Steam's Big Mode, Big Picture Mode.
Big picture mode.
Essentially, it's a mode that turns your Steam's interface into a Steam Deck interface.
Oh, right. So you just scroll
So-
through your games.
Yes.
You see the graphics floating, and then you just swipe through the games.
And in Steam's configuration, if you connect your controller, let's say your Xbox controller, you can just click on the Xbox button, and then it'll immediately launch Big Picture Mode.
Oh, I didn't know
Assuming your PC is running 24/7, which of course, if you have a beefy one, like you have no excuse to not keep it running 24/7. Yeah,
I didn't
like
know
you can
that.
just click on your Xbox button and then just launches Big Picture Mode.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah, it's
I've-
very convenient.
Well, speaking of the mobile gaming, as you say, convenience, right? And I think that's where how Valve solved that issue by manufacturing the Steam Deck. As you say, mobile gaming, right? So gaming on the go, you take it with you, game anytime. Game on your bed, you don't even have to, and you're just tired from work and you just want to lie down, just reach to your back or whatever shelf you have close to your bed, pull out your Steam Deck, turn it on and just play the game.
Clint, you have no idea how amazing the Steam Deck is.
Dude, I have a Steam Deck.
Also do I. It's incredible. Like, it's the adult's perfect gaming console.
Yes.
Ditch the Switch. If you rock with a 3DS, you're a cool person. I would love to see people rock 3DS. However, the Steam Deck is just superior.
I think so.
Superior in so many ways that Like, I'm so glad I got it this year.
Gra-
Actually got it this year.
Graphically,
It's incredible.
graphically superior. You can play. You can emulate games which you can't do with the DS.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
You can.
The DS, yes.
No. DS you can. What? Emulate games through the DS.
Yes.
Nintendo license games.
Bro, just mod that thing and you just get it. What are you talking
there's-
about?
but there's
Nintendo just shut down all the servers.
but there's just so many steps to do it. Whereas
no,
in the
no, no,
Steam
no.
Deck, you can just download an emulator.
No, of course,
and play
yeah.
the games.
Of course, like for an average consumer, playing, emulating through the Steam Deck is absolutely convenient thanks to EmuDeck. However, if you want to, use your retro consoles, you want to play with them, they're still incredible. Let me tell you something. It's better than buying them legitimately through legitimate consoles.
So you can actually play your ROMs using your DS.
Yes.
You could.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it's
Game Boy Advance, Atari, PlayStation 1 games. Like these games, they are playable on the DS.
But you have to unlock it.
Oh,
Jailbreak it.
mod it. Yeah, essentially.
Oh, you have to mod
And
it.
the modding community, in pretty much like all retro consoles, have been incredible. Incredible.
The community. Yeah, they have a
Yes. Ever since Nintendo have announced to shut down the Wii U and the 3DS servers, it's never been better to mod it.
Okay.
Never been better.
But then if you do that, then you'll be playing modded games forever. Well, P games.
How so?
I mean, because if you've jailbroken your DS,
Yes.
or Nintendo Switch or whatever,
Yeah.
then you won't be able to download from the Nintendo, so you won't be able to access it anymore.
Oh wait, you're talking about the Nintendo Switch.
The Switch, yes.
Yeah, that's something I experienced it where one of my Switches got banned, console banned, so I couldn't connect it, so I had to buy another Switch.
Also, it bricks your Nintendo Switch if you do it.
And
No,
if you do it improperly, yes, that's gonna break the Switch.
Yes.
However, if you follow the rules, like followed step by step, you're gonna do absolutely fine.
You're gonna do pretty well.
Yeah.
And you can play. So you don't need to have a Steam Deck to be able to play your retro games if
Yes.
you have a Switch on hand already.
Yes,
All right.
but the Steam Deck is so good. You
Yeah.
don't even need a Switch anymore.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
so many iterations have come out. You've got the Raw Gala, you've got the MSI Claw,
Legion Go. I just saw the MSI Claw in one of the stores in Qatar. They're expensive.
They are. I think they're all of the same price, aren't they?
No, the Steam Deck is a bit cheaper actually.
Even the OLED.
Even
is
the
cheaper.
OLED.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
yes,
I
yes,
didn't know
yes.
that.
For basically what I did, I got the top of the line Steam Deck OLED, and then I bought myself an SSD, 2 TB SSD, upgraded it, and then I upgraded with another 1 TB SD card. So now I got a beefy 3 TB Steam Deck.
Dude, why did you get a 4090? Just for this? I don't
No,
know.
it's for the PC. No, that's something else.
That's
and
something
the Steam
else.
Deck is something
yeah,
else.
yeah. You told me
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
for
yeah.
something else. It's a workstation. Apart from a gaming,
It's an everything.
It's an everything.
Station.
Everything
It's
station.
my station, my comfort place. It's my bonfire. You know when Dark Souls they just finished whooping these bosses left and right, getting tarnished and dying.
That's your
That's my bonfire.
That's your bonfire.
You know.
That's
Once we finish working and
once you've died from working, that's where you
Yes.
you
Yes.
yeah you respawn.
once you finish dealing with kids, society, people, your own mental health and everything, you just head to your bonfire. You just chill out, have fun. And yes, like my God, the PC. Let's talk about it again. It's beautiful.
Yes. So
Like as a laptop user for over 10 years, okay? So the podcast that we're running it is using my laptop. I've had this laptop for over 9 years.
nine.
The one that we're using
years.
right now. It's been on for 9 years.
Dude, then it's obsolete.
Beautiful. Asus. That's when this is 1060.
It's a
GeForce
1060.
1060, yes.
Right.
This is when the 1060 is still great.
It's still relevant.
Yes, it's still relevant. It's still powerful because at that time there was not this like there was not this overclocking and bottlenecking that nowadays technology, or at least PC gaming, that is now currently facing, comparing to the 20 series, the 30s, and now the 40s, and
Maybe
this
the
year's
50s.
50s
Maybe
series
the
that is
50s.
coming, that every time the CPU and these components are getting bottlenecked. So like the 10 series were at the sweet spot.
Yes, players still. I mean, people who bought games or sorry GPUs which has a 1080, the 1080 Ti's, they can still use it. They can still game.
They can still run on the recommended settings as well.
Yeah, yeah. As long as you play 1080p, and if you're not particular with doing 4K gaming or 8K gaming, 1080 Ti, 1080, it still works beautifully.
Yeah, I
Still
definitely
works.
agree. It's flawless.
Yes.
And yeah, back to the PC, like
Back to adulting.
adulting,
Mm.
purgatory. Yeah.
So what are some of the conveniences that the things that developers what are the things that developers did in some of the games that you've experienced
Mm-hmm.
where it facilitates with your adult life.
Yeah.
Like for example, you just mentioned lesser UI or tutorials. You
Yes.
just mentioned tutorials.
Yes.
So that's one thing I hate the most is lengthy tutorials that you just want to get over that tutorial, just jump on the game and play. So
Mhm.
games that actually lets you play on the go and then just gives you instructions as you play along. Those are the kinds of the mechanics that I loved what developers did. And it helps me as an adult who doesn't have a lot of time to spend on learning new stuff to just jump in the game and just play. One of the features.
Correct.
Best
Yes.
features.
I remember playing the God of War 2018 first. I haven't played the Ragnarok yet, which I should be.
Mm.
But God of War 2018, it had a good tutorial where, instead of them teaching you how things work, you're just living in the story first of all. You get to just live in the environment, be immersed in the world, and then slowly gives you tutorials. Whereas comparing to Persona 3 Reload,
I haven't played.
Oh.
I wanted to play.
bro, trust me, like you will need an entire night to just learn the tutorial. Like every Persona game has to have the most lengthiest tutorials ever, which is spans around 10 hours.
The tutorials
8
are.
hours to 10 hours.
The thing is, if you're, they should have an option for veteran Persona players to
Where they can just skip it.
they just skip the whole thing, skip the tutorial, let them play. They know how it works. If you've added a new feature, then you can just say, okay, oh look, there's actually a new feature. Put a pop-up there and say there's a new feature that you might be interested in.
Yeah.
That you might want to use. We're introducing to this new game. Use it, rather than running through the whole thing again. I feel you because I played Persona.
Yeah.
So starting from Persona 4, so I played 4, 5, and then 3 I wanted to buy.
3 Reload.
I'm still waiting for a discount because I have
Actually,
a lot of backlog.
Wait till the DLC comes up and then it gets discounted.
Oh right, you're
Yes,
right.
because the DLC is coming soon. So wait till that drops. Wait till the whole thing gets discounted, then buy it.
So I just cut through the tutorial, let the players play. In fact, the lesser the tutorial, even the HUD, the HUD or the what do you call this? The display.
Yeah, hut.
The HUD, heads up display. The cleaner it is, the lesser HUD that you see in your screen, it's actually the better for me.
And this is what Dark Souls mastered.
Yes.
This is what From Software have mastered. They have mastered. They don't even need to give you tutorial. The boss is the tutorial.
Yeah,
You're just getting smacked once, twice, 10 times, 20 times, 35 times. And that's the tutorial. You're just learning along the way.
learn as you go.
They don't even give you the story, the lore. They just let you live.
Yes.
But the problem it's way too hard. So I think it might be inconvenient for adults who just want to, rest easy.
Or maybe Dark Souls is not a game for them. Maybe something easier
Yeah.
would help them. So you know,
Except this, like there's no games like Dark Souls that are easier that just can give them this convenience. Oh wait, there is. What is it called? Another Crab's Treasure.
oh, I did. Sorry.
Another Crab's Treasure. It's a Souls-like game that is basically talks like about a crab who's trying to find its shell. So as a long way, it's kind of like Dark Souls essentially, but it's a
But
crab.
you're a crab
Yeah,
without a shell.
yeah, it's much easier. So if you guys want to get into it, it's very convenient. Like it gives you this. It's like a very easy Dark Souls game.
It's a casual Dark Souls game.
Yes.
Dark Souls game for casual.
Has nice soundtrack, nice aesthetic, nice style, art style. Yeah. Like
Okay.
there's a there's a bonfire. It's like an oyster thing, but yeah,
I keep
like
that in mind.
keep it in mind.
There's also one game that just came out recently, Hellblade Senua. So the first Hellblade, Senua, I played it.
I have it, but I haven't played it yet.
Oh, you should play, dude. It's easy to play. And then there's no HUD. If I remember correctly, there's no HUD. It
Yeah.
just tells you, okay, there you are. You're schizophrenic. You're hearing voices in your head. Run around, fight some enemies, and that's it.
I heard that the story is also short.
This for the old one or the new one?
Hellblade, the old one.
Oh, the old one. Yeah, I can finish it in 8 hours,
Oh, nice.
which
Okay.
is good for us adults.
Also Steam Deck compatible, so
It's
I can
Steam
give
Deck
it.
compatible.
So I can give it a
There you
go. I
There
can
you
actually
go.
give it a go.
It has all of your it ticks all of your requirements.
Yes.
Yes.
That's nice. That's nice.
So lesser HUD, lesser instructions, lesser tutorials. Let us play along as we go. That's my preference as
Yeah,
an adult.
I couldn't agree more. Like this is what I would want.
I-
Like as someone who doesn't even play multiplayer games that much,
Mhm.
so I noticed that a lot of adults, they would just not play single player games, and then they would just play the multiplayer games that they're used to playing.
Mm.
So, for example, League of Legends, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, Valorant, Overwatch, and the list doesn't end.
Mm. It's for fun.
Yeah.
So whatever gives you the most fun, that's what you're going to play.
Yep.
And the thing is, the problem, when we were kids, when we were younger, we normally absorbed into these Final Fantasy games, RPGs. I used
Yeah.
to play a lot of RPGs when I was younger,
Bro,
when I was single even.
I would complete every single Pokemon game one by one.
Oh, dude.
I would finish it multiple times. Like I would go through each cartridge that I own, and I would complete every single one of them one by one.
I would love.
Oh, we would love to have this free time.
I would
Like,
love,
I would love to not have responsibilities.
I would love to do it again. I would love.
Yeah.
I would love to inspect every nook and cranny of every pixel of a game that I want to play,
Yes.
but I just don't have the time. And that's the thing, right? For example, for RPGs like that, if you stop in the middle, then you have, for example, you have a project at work where you have to spend 2 hours or 2 weeks, sorry, or you have to fly somewhere. I just don't have the time, and you have to jump back into the game after a week,
And then you
a
forget
month,
everything.
and then you forget everything. That's what's stopping you from playing those types of games.
Yeah.
The RPG. And the thing is, like for example, Final Fantasy. So what's the fantasy that it feeds the player?
Mm-hmm.
So normally you have your Aeriths, you have your Tifa Lockharts, right? So whenever when you're single, for example, and you don't have any partner, a girlfriend, a wife, or whatever, so it feeds you that oh look, there's so many girls that like you.
I love how that's just being delusional, not gonna lie.
So now we realize it, right? So now we realize it's just being delusional. It's just feeding into that fantasy that oh, you look good. You are a chick magnet in this world. And that's something that we want to be when we were young. But now because we have partners, it's not. When you play these kinds of games, it doesn't appeal much to me. Like I don't want to be a chick magnet anymore.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with my Aerith, the one I married, or the girlfriend that I have. It's I don't need it. And the thing is, and then you have, as I said, you have to drop the game, come back to it after a month,
Yeah.
and then voila, you've forgotten what what happened. And there's another feature that actually was very good of developers to put in. You know the reminders when you've forgotten the game.
Yeah.
The game reminds you, oh, look, these are the controls again.
A lot of people have been suggesting it. Like, not even now, since I remember in 2010s, where I was a teenager, people would just, keep reminding this feature. But, I haven't seen any game that would introduce this feature.
The reminders.
Yes.
Oh.
Is there a game that does this?
Not. I think I don't remember exactly the game. There is a game. If you're familiar with the Walking Dead series.
Yes, the Telltale games?
Telltale games.
Yeah.
So it's episodic.
Yes, I know.
So what happens is every episode it gives you a recap of what happened the last time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yes. So that is.
I think that's pretty much every single choose your story type of game.
Yes, but then it
They would
emulates.
always do this.
Yes, but then it's just like watching a Netflix series.
Yes.
Right. So then the Netflix series gives you a recap of what happened in the last episode, so that you follow through.
Yes.
That is something that I would. So that's what Telltale games have done. I would love something similar where they.
Would you love like to see like Final Fantasy VII, where each new chapter you would go in, they would recap you the whole
where you
story?
last left off, just tell me the story. What happened?
Yeah.
And I remember there was this game. I just can't remember the name, but it does that, and it kind of had this feeling how long you've been out of the game.
Yes.
So, for example, if you've been out for a week or a few days, then it recaps it. If you've played it yesterday, then you're fine. It just lets you play
Oh,
as you
interesting.
would. Yes.
I wonder which game is this.
But I can't remember the game. I don't know. Maybe the viewers would have an idea of what game I'm
Yeah.
referring to. But I would love more of that feature.
Yep.
Since autosave is there, that's the whole point of autosave, right? So autosave lets you save,
Start where you left off.
start where you left off anytime during the game. Or you can, so having that feature where you it just feeds you a recap of what just happened a few hours before, or based on the story that you've just played, it really helps us get back into the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like fortunately there hasn't been many games that does this, like other than autosave, cloud saving, so if you want to play it on your different device.
But
there's just nothing else.
But I'm very thankful for autosave.
Yeah.
That's one feature that, because I've lived through the NES era. By the way, I lived through the 90s. Damn.
Wow,
We didn't have autosave then. You lived through the PS1 era as well.
Yes, I lived through the hard games where there was no autosave.
There was no autosave.
Where you have to physically go and save every time, go to a checkpoint.
Yes, but then developers learned that as their target market are us.
Yeah.
So as we become filled with responsibilities and things, it lessens our time to play. They thought, oh, let's just put autosave there. Because before you can do that, you don't have all the time in the world. You can sit down, play until the morning comes.
Yes.
With all of these difficult games, you can do it. But now you just can't, and that's why you have autosave. And thank God for that. It helped us a lot. Helped us a lot.
Yes, I agree. It did help us a lot. Well, there are some games that don't utilize autosave for purposeful reasons, like for example Dark Souls, the Souls games, where they rely on you like physically going through a checkpoint, because like just for for the story lore reasons.
But you choose
like using it creatively.
Yes.
I
mean, and when you play that game, you know what you're going into.
Yes, like what you're expecting, how difficult, like the hardships, and what is it worth.
Yes. So then you're at least mentally prepared that before I start this game, I know I need to be prepared, mentally prepared, physically prepared for the hardships that I'm going to encounter, and then start the game. So there.
Speaking of backlogs, like, how can we combat our backlogs?
How do we combat our backlogs?
Like, especially since now adults, we don't have barely have time to play video games. Even if we play a video game, it takes an hour, 2 hours. Like, we just play barely the amount. So how can we combat this?
I don't know.
Backlog.
I don't know if this is the right.
I've seen many people discussing about backlogs nowadays, since now everyone, became old They reach 20s, 30s,
Everyone
40s.
everyone
In
is
terms of
old.
cleanse case.
I'm I'm 40 by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the time. So I've actually crafted some tips. I mean, to live through this challenging time as a gamer.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the time because it might answer some of the questions that you have in terms of how do we find time to play some games. And this is a list that I've prepared, and this is just some of the things that I myself
Would do.
would do in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first one, and this is of number zero, is accept the fact that you don't have the time.
Yep.
I think that's the biggest part. You know, because we keep talking about gamers losing time. Oh, I don't have the time to finish all of this. But then when you believe or mentally prepare yourself to accept that you really don't have the time to do this and there are other priorities in life, then you can start rearranging the things that you need to do.
It sets you free.
Yes.
It sets you free from worrying about finishing the backlog, attempting to finishing
Yes.
the backlog, and just realize that video game is just meant to be fun.
Fun. Yes.
It's not meant to be serious. You're not meant to complete achievements because the only person who would be happy and satisfied is you. And if you're not satisfied playing video games, then there's just no point.
Yes, there's no point of playing video games.
Even collecting and buying games from Steam, buying them physically, collecting. If you're not having fun doing it, a lot of the times we're doing it because we're having fun. Because we hope that we will play those games. We just feed on the hope that we're going to play those games.
Yes, I've accumulated my 500 upwards games thinking that I'll play them sometime in the future.
Wait, you only have 500 games?
I have in my inventory.
Oh.
Indies, triple A's, whatever have you. But the problem is, I bought them thinking that I'll be playing them again or I'll be playing them in the future. But I never find the time to play it.
Yeah.
I never play, and I don't even remember the name of the games that I've bought.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part because you know when you start clicking on a humble bundle, they show you some of the games. Oh, this game looks interesting. I'll play them sometime. This looks nice. The graphics are nice. The gameplay looks interesting. But then you never get to play them.
You never touch it, yeah.
I never touch it. I don't even know the games. I'll be surprised. You know when I buy another humble bundle and I realize that, oh shit, I have the same game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I had the game before.
I own almost 4 copies of The Witcher 3.
On every console created
No.
by man.
On 3 copies on PC and 1 copy on PlayStation 4.
3 copies on PC.
Yes.
How?
One's on Steam, one's on GOG, and one's on Epic Game Store.
No, look, I understand if you support a developer. I would do that same.
No, I didn't even pay a dime for it. I only paid once on the Steam, but I got it free twice on GOG at
Oh,
Epic Game
nice.
Store. Like, literally. Yeah, like, because they keep giving me free games, so, like, I would just end up having multiple copies of the same game on PC.
You know that would have been helpful if it's a multiplayer game. Then at least you could play with other people, right?
I know, yeah, but, that case, it's a single player. It's a 200-hour single player.
The only benefit I can think of is in case one of those 3 free servers die down, at least you have a backup.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing about PC is that once if what happens if a studio decides to shut down the server, you can just go through custom servers, like fan-made custom servers where they you can play any game you want. So for example, Titanfall 2 has experienced multiple DDoS attacks throughout the years, and EA ended support for Titanfall 2. And so they even removed it from the Origins storefront. So you have no choice, there's no option for you to buy it.
So where will you get it from if you want to
So,
play it again? If you ever want to play it again.
Either A, you owned it prior to
them erasing it
EA's
from the
removal.
servers. Yeah.
2, you buy a code, like a Origin game code that you can buy it from, and then you go through and redeem it. And that's
Okay.
what I did, so I can play Titanfall 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like that's what I had to do. So after that, when I did that, released the fans have released a client called Northstar, which is essentially a custom servers for Titanfall 2, so
Yeah.
people can play it.
For the multiplayer.
Yes.
Because you can't play the multiplayer anymore.
Yeah, you cannot. Well, you can, except just DDoS attacks. You're just risk of getting hacked because it's not maintained by EA. They don't care about it. So you just have to use fan-made custom servers.
I hope they don't kill it.
No.
This-
It's alive. It's very alive.
It's very much alive.
Yes. And the good thing about it is that even the unlockables and the DLC things, it's just unlocked for you.
Oh, nice.
So you don't
nice.
even have to, I mean, it's already removed, so there's no point for you in even buying it.
Yeah, plus it keeps the fan base going. Just in case they think of releasing Titanfall 3. At least you have a sturdy player base.
You
that
do
will
realize
support
what Epic Games is based on.
What? What? Sorry?
Epic Games was originally Titanfall 3.
Was it?
Yes, it's based on Titanfall universe.
Epic Games.
No. Apex Legends.
Oh, Apex Legends. Sorry, I misheard. Okay,
Apex Legends
All right,
is
right.
based on Titanfall's universe, which, they were supposed to develop Titanfall 3, but guess what?
It's flunked.
They just canceled the project, and then they switched it to Apex Legends.
So now it's Apex Legends.
Yeah, so now they have no incentive to developing Titanfall 3.
That's so sad. That's so sad.
And also
I love-
Half-Life 3 and Portal 3, and
No, that's Valve's choice. It's Valve's choice. Half-Life 3, I think, is a different animal.
and it's
and Portal
EA's
3.
choice.
And it's well,
Except they decided to let the servers be DDoSed.
they don't want DDoS anymore.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
But I mean, who cares? As long as we got the fans, that's all we need.
true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just going back, right? So you were mentioning about buying a lot of those games. So one of the tips that I've mentioned here, and it might be unpopular, is don't bite on the game sales. Avoid to buy as many games as you can.
Yes, this is a practice that I started doing.
Yes. Just buy the games that you like. Even so, some of the people, what they do is they don't buy AAA games or new releases with the hope that it will go on sale later on, buy a DLC or big discounts, and then you buy it later on. Yeah, and then you buy more of those games, right?
Yeah.
Because the backlog just then increases. But my view is just buy the game if you think you like it, or it's an installment of a game that you've been looking forward to. Just buy it.
If you know something you think it's gonna be 10 out of 10, buy the game.
And the reason I'm saying this is, as I said, I had lots of games in my backlog, and I'm not even able to play them. One of the things that's stopping me from playing any game is once I sit in my chair, I have this decision fatigue. Because then I have so many games to choose from that I don't know which one to play. And I'm torn because I want to play this. Oh, but this game looks nice. But I think this game... Do you feel the same?
I had an idea. I did this. I faced this issue multiple times when I was a PlayStation gamer, and essentially, I've PlayStation Plus, where you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus, and then every month they just give you free games.
That's really a bad idea. I have it.
Yes, and so I just accumulated way too many PlayStation Plus free games. But come on, it's free.
It's free, but
You can't complain.
it's free.
However, one of the methods I did, it's an extensive method in which I would put all the games in a wheel, like a roulette, and then I'll let the wheel decide what game I'll play.
You have a randomizer.
Yes.
You have a randomizer for all the games in your library,
Yes.
and you just click, press, and then
Whatever tells me
Runs
to
and
play,
it
I'm
tells
gonna
you-
play.
that's actually a good tip. You can put that as a tip, I guess.
Yes. Listen, you got too many games on your library?
But
Put them all in the wheel and let the wheel tells you what to play.
Wheel of Fortune. But then again, that means you have time to actually list down your games.
The wheel of fun, where you're gonna have fun by trying new games instead of playing the same game over and over and over and over again.
You know what? But you know, I kid myself. You know why? So even if I try the randomizer, this game pops up, right? I put all that effort, type in all the games I have in my library.
Yeah.
This game pops up, something unknown, something I haven't played. But then, no, I'm still going back to my old game, the one that I really want to play.
See, then that's your problem. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. That's your problem.
It's a me problem, but I think this is also, you know, a problem for a lot of people where, you know, you buy so many things, you feel like there's a backlog. You always feel that, you know, you need to finish it. If you buy a game, you need to finish it.
See, that's the gamer's obsession
But
with completion.
But I think as an adult you should not. And that leads me to one of my tips. My adulting mature tips is it's okay not to finish a game.
Because here's the thing about finishing a game. Because when we were kids, teenagers, or early adults, we would always brag about the amount of trophies we collected,
Yes.
and also the amount of games we have 100%ed.
You are programmed as a gamer. Since as a kid, you've been programmed to start a game, sit through it till the end, and finish it.
Also, like when I was a kid, where my parents wouldn't let me buy that many games, so what I would do, I would literally 100% complete a game till the point that I get bored of it, and then I would buy a new game.
Yes. Because you had time.
So yeah, when I had time, and then also where you wouldn't develop accumulating a backlog of games.
Yeah, because you finish everything.
Yes.
You finish everything. In fact, you have so much time. Once you finish your game, you're looking to buy another and
Yes.
another because you have so much time. But
And
now,
also you were limited to the amount of games you could buy.
because of resources,
You know?
with unlimited resources.
No, it's even with that. Like, you know, I like in terms of games, video games, like I had a local video game shop that I can just, you know, go and buy the game. And my parents wouldn't mind even me buying many games. It's just they want to make sure that whatever money they're putting into, this person is actually consuming it correctly
Right.
and intentionally, and not just, you know, buying the game, trying the game, not liking it, and then letting it collect dust.
Yes, because it's not your money; it's your parents' money.
Yes.
But now you're spending your money.
And that's the problem.
And no, it's not a problem, and that's what I'm saying. If your objective to play a game is to have fun, it doesn't matter when you finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you finish it to the end, whether you finish it in the side mission, whether you finish only the side missions and don't go to the main mission, or you just go to the main mission, forget the side missions, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you had fun with the game, and when you think that you're already done and you've had most of your fun with that game, it's time to stop and move on. It's all right. It's all right. Because it's your money.
Yes.
You decide what you do with the things that you buy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you're no longer having fun with the game, there's no need to finish it.
Correct.
Stand
Or you
up.
can just
close.
put it aside.
Yeah, put it aside and start a new one.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You can stop anytime. Don't push yourself to finishing a game and then missing out on the others that are actually waiting for you,
Yep.
which will actually give you that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
The one that you're looking
That
for.
excites you.
That
yeah,
excites
correctly.
you. Yes.
I think also another thing. What was
What's
the one thing I wanted to talk about? I literally just had the idea and then just
Okay.
threw it away.
Okay.
But yeah, that's okay.
We can go back to
So-
that once you.
So like yeah, like getting into the games, playing them, it's okay. Take your time. Like don't expect to always finish it. Like if you don't enjoy it, just
just
put
leave it.
aside. Yeah.
Put it aside. It's hard. It's hard. As I said, we've been programmed to finish everything.
You have time.
Now you don't have time.
Even though you're an adult, you don't have time. You will have time, assuming you're gonna live till, you know. Also, there's retirement. Don't
dude,
worry.
you might not even reach it. That's the thing, right? So
I mean, let's just assume all of us were gonna reach retirement,
let's assume.
and let's
Okay.
assume that all of us were gonna be gamers by the time we retire.
Dude, if you reach retirement and they release AAA fantastic games of about average 5 or 10 every year. How old are you now? 20.
23,
23.
to be precise.
Hey,
yeah.
you retire on what? 60. That
Mhm.
means you're left with how many? 37.
Mhm.
37 years. Times 5. How many would that be?
times 150
150 something,
Yeah.
185 games
Yes.
in your backlog,
Yes.
right? Which, let's say each game has an average of
20 hours.
20 hours to finish,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 20 hours to finish for 180 games. That's more than your life, the remaining of your life,
Yeah.
correct?
We have too many games. Like, here's the thing, and the library that we were talking about is only Steam library. We're not talking even about Humble Bundle, itch.io, Epic Game Store, Fanatics, other platforms, Amazon Games.
Mm.
Do you have Amazon Games, or is it just me?
I have Amazon Games because I have Twitch.
Yes. Like, when I would have Twitch every month, they'll also give you free games. PlayStation games, retro games, illegal acquired games, and so many more.
That's
I calculated.
okay.
You're not gonna like it.
Okay. It might be interesting. Go
It's in the 5,000.
on. 5,000 what? All of the games, you mean, in the universe, on Earth. 5,000. I don't know.
More than 5,000.
More than 5,000 games
Like,
on Earth
yeah.
in this. Okay. And
Yeah.
you'll never be able to play them. And that's fine.
And it's fine.
It's fine. Don't freak yourself
You
out
know,
that you won't be
when I
able
saw
to
that number
play.
first time, I was seething. I was like, "Oh God, how am I supposed to get through it?"
No. You'll not be able to play
But,
everything. You select the games that you like, play them. And you spent 900 hours on Smash Brothers. Nothing to be ashamed of it.
Yeah,
because
no.
you're having fun. In
Mhm.
fact, if you play Smash Brothers until your retirement, I'd understand. Because that's where you find joy.
Yeah,
Yeah, and as an adult, finding joy in things is the best thing that could ever happen to you, apart from sleep. Yes.
literally.
Literally.
Oh, sleep is so underrated. So beautiful.
So,
Like, if it wasn't for sleeping, like, I think I would have been a crazy gamer.
you know,
But I just value sleeping more than anything else.
and you know what? This is what I want Elon Musk to do. You play games when you sleep.
No, I just want to be a vampire from Twilight, where they just don't sleep, they don't even have beds, they just awake 24/7, and then imagine how many games we can finish.
That's true. Just,
How many pieces of media we could consume.
no, I don't agree. You know why?
And imagine how many activities how efficient you would do.
No, but it assumes that if you don't sleep, that your working hours will only be limited to 8 hours. I'm telling you now, when people don't sleep, your working hours will be extended. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it will be extended. So don't. This is fine. Let this and let my 8 hours or 7 hours, 6 hours of sleep be my freedom.
Yeah.
Let it be. Don't touch my 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Please, let it be. And it is one of the most relaxing things.
I mean, come on, we can set regulations.
Huh?
We can set regulations.
You'll never know. Money talks, man.
I know.
Money talks. And if people don't sleep, there are more productive things you can do with the remaining 24 hours
Mm-hmm.
in your life. No. I'm
Oh.
telling you, keep it as it is.
Shame.
Anyway,
But that's what retirement's for.
that's sorry?
That's what retirement is
That's what
for.
retirement is for. Yes, that's
I mean,
true.
assuming we're also like gamers at that time.
You'll still be a gamer.
I mean, who knows? We don't know.
You'll still be, as long as you keep your limbs, you'll be okay.
Yeah. So, like, another thing that I think one of the things that I fail to recognize is that video games or gaming in general is an expensive and a luxury hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So even though a lot of people play video games and almost everybody play video games, we don't recognize it as a hobby anymore. Correct? Would you agree with that statement?
I agree. I believe it's a projection of our disappointments or our frustrations. So because we can't play our games, what we do is we use some other outlet to basically feel like, I still want to feel that feeling when I was young and I had the time to play the games. So what I'll do is I'll buy a lot of games. I'll buy this collector's item. Ooh, I'll make my room into full neon or full RGB because I want to live that life again. It's our frustration that leads us to buying all of these things.
Yeah. Like even I've made like a room, like a gaming room, where I got
And I don't fault you for it.
all my consoles in there. Like it's so cool, but also just speaks about how expensive gaming is.
Yeah, but the irony is, it's a beautiful room, but who sits on it for 8 hours straight?
Yeah, I've only sat on it twice.
That's-
It's just there to show off my collection.
know.
Other than that, it has no purpose.
True. So as I said, it's a projection of your frustrations, and but the thing is, again, acceptance, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't play. You want to feel like a gamer, and it's fine. It's your money. You spend how you want it.
Yeah.
Makes you happy to see your room light up with RGB colors every night.
Bro,
Do it.
like just seeing my PC before I sleep is enough.
Let it
Like
weird.
it's such
The sound of weird.
like
Yeah.
it's so beautiful that like I just look at it.
Yeah,
It's like an art piece.
look at it in its full glory.
Yeah, like because that's what I dreamed of.
It's like your child. It's like a newborn child.
Yes.
Look at that, look at my baby.
Because we're like, look, we're working 8 hours a day, for 5 times a week. Like, if you want to put your money where it looks, if you want to put money where you want to put, you're gonna put it.
I agree.
And it's a beautiful piece of, junk.
Piece of hardware. It's not junk. It's
hardware.
supreme hardware.
Supreme hardware.
Supreme hardware.
That is just, beautiful.
But then that's just going to another tip of mine. There's another tip that I'm going to put. The thing is, if you can afford it, do it. If you can, but if you have limited resources, and for 20-ish people, 30-ish people, you might still be in that situation. I would say spend to delegate and not for frame rates. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is instead of pimping out your PC, pimping out your room, spending all of these things and making these projections, start spending to be able to delegate some of the work that you're doing during the day, so that you are able to conserve your energy, so that you're able to play at night.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, for example, if one of your responsibilities would be, shit, I have to clean my room. Oh shit, I have to do this work. If you can automate it, spend to automate it, or spend for people to help you clean your room, or help you clean the dishes, cook for you, for example. Then you don't have to spend that much energy, and then it gives you more energy to play.
I guess so. That's if you're rich enough to do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you have limited resources, you do that. But if you're rich enough to spend on both, then do both.
Yeah. Fair
Pimp your
enough.
room, delegate stuff so that you conserve energy, and you're happy.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Like having a nice environment
Yeah.
where you could play games, or even like
Conserving energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main point. Is you find ways to conserve your energy.
Or even like if you want to play games, but you're afraid of putting too much money and then reaching the sunk cost fallacy.
Okay.
And so, at least let's say your PC run at least the recommended requirement for performance. So let's say, you got a 2070 GPU, a 99 12th generation.
I have a 2080 Super. I play my games on 1080p. I'm happy with my max settings on 1080p.
Yeah. So like if it makes you, if it's run at least, the bare minimum of your requirement, so it doesn't feel like you're spending too much money and then regretting it.
Yeah.
Just like as much as,
Yeah, if somebody has your rig and they just play Fortnite on it, then it doesn't make sense. So if you're gonna spend something on that decked up rig, might as well play something which really requires that graphically intensive, or at least game in 8K.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of having a 4090. At least you can play in 8K.
Listen, I still cannot figure out between 1080p and 4K, so I'm not ready for 8K yet.
8K, I don't know. The thing is, if you play in 8K, the text gets smaller.
Oh, really?
Yes, it does. Because then everything gets compressed. It looks more realistic. but it comes with a price. The text becomes smaller.
Oh,
I don't know because some of the games are not optimized for 8K. Maybe.
I mean,
That's the reason why.
it's still a new technology.
It's relatively new, but no one can afford
New, expensive.
inexpensive. Yes.
Um,
It's still expensive.
yes. So like people are just starting to adopt 4K.
Mm.
You know, like now 1080p is accessible everywhere. Like how often do you hear people talking about, oh, it's 1080p, it's 1080p? No, because everyone already has 1080p technology,
Yeah.
and in their PCs, in their Steam Decks, except the Switch, which still
It's
runs
1280, I think.
720p,
720p. The Steam Deck
and
piece it.
only works 1080p on docked mode.
Because it's so thin. The
No, because the hardware is trash.
the hardware.
That's why.
The hardware is trash, true, but I think also the air cooling and everything because it comes in a thin package, which the Steam Deck, if you see, it's a bit bulked up. It's it's like a Hulk compared to.
Speaking of big things, I was watching a YouTube video today.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about how games are taking too much size.
Oh.
They're too big.
Mm-hmm.
So Warzone, 200 gigabytes. Modern Warfare 3, 200 gigabytes. Red Dead Redemption 2, 120 gigabytes. And then whereas the stock PlayStation 5 is literally
500
just,
GB.
It's even though it's 1 terabyte, but in actual size it's like 600 GB.
Because of the software
Yes.
that's built in.
Yeah. And so like things like this, I think that's what deters people from playing games.
Just
'Cause
buy
it
a
just
PC,
takes-
bitch. No, just kidding. Don't quote me.
If you can afford it, you know.
Sorry.
But if it's console, what it can do, it just sucks because they're just limited to limited storage, and then they have to either A, buy an external hard disk, or B, delete games so they can accommodate other games. Similar to the Switch, where it only has 32 gigabytes stock storage, or C, upgrade the storage, which also costs a lot of money.
So
Even though now SSDs are now dropping in prices per gigabyte,
yeah,
but still, still expensive.
I think it's expected as games become more realistic. You need a lot of processing power and a lot of storage to keep all of the assets in the game, to be able to store the assets in the game. But that's not a fault of the developers. It's just the problem is the pricing. We have storage, we have SSDs which are still too expensive. Even now, when SSDs are a common thing,
Yes.
but it's still too expensive.
Yeah.
So the price needs to go down. It has to have mass adoption. And then something like this, games which are memory intensive, people then are able to play them. Unless prices go down, then yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's not the game's fault that it has a big. Some are unoptimized. That's why.
Okay.
It can happen.
I would blame the developers a little bit.
Why?
Here, I have a reason, good reason. Because even though Warzone, it's I don't know, almost 200 gigabytes, a lot of the 200 gigabyte content, it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
So battle passes, in terms of unlockables that you just cannot unlock, but the data from those, skins, maps, whatever, they're just in your hard disk, but
Oh,
you
I see.
cannot have access to them because you need to either A, pay money for it, B, already unlocked it, or C, it's already gone and you can never have it, and so it's just stuck in your data.
I understand the developer's point of view because not all gamers live in Qatar where we have fast internet. So then
It's not even about fast internet. It's just if there's like a special event, limited time event, and there's a skin, so and then you didn't get it, but it's already too late. But hey, that skin is still in the game data.
in the game data.
So yeah.
Yes, but because
So the way they used to do it prior to the PlayStation 4 is once they release a season pass Is that what they used to call it? Season pass? Yeah.
DLCs.
No, season pass. Call of Duty used to call it season pass. And so essentially, prior to downloading the content, you would buy it, and then they would download the content
Mm-hmm.
to your game, the original files, instead of you downloading
The whole thing.
already getting it downloaded.
Yes, the main game plus the other unlockables.
But nowadays, if you get into the PlayStation 4, this DLC content is already downloaded in your hard drive. So if you want to buy it on the PlayStation Store, for example, you're only buying the licensing key.
But that's what I'm trying to say, because some countries, some players, gamers don't live in Qatar where we have fast internet. It will be difficult for them to unlock something and then download that thing again, as and when they unlock. I think they're doing it for the convenience of the gamers itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the irony,
Yeah.
right? So they're doing it for the convenience of players, but the problem is it inconveniences us because we don't have enough space for that game or for other games for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with fast internet, then they might not need to do it later on.
Yeah.
So there are two ways to solve it. One is if everyone else has fast internet like us here, or second, they make SSDs much cheaper.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or just don't play video games.
Yeah, but you know what? Those graphic intensive games, I mean, the games that are coming out now are not even graphically intensive. The ones that are really really good can be played by older PCs or older generation graphics cards, because it's the fun. Gamers are looking for something fun, whereas before the question was, can play Crisis, and you have to have the most advanced piece of military class hardware in your room. That's not the case right now. Right now,
Or now everybody has that kind of power.
yeah, right now that everyone has that. I think we're at that threshold where we're okay with the graphics as it is. That what we want now is we just want to have fun, and if it gives us fun, no matter how crappy or how retro the graphics is, we will play it. In fact, it will build a fan base for it.
Yeah, that's true. I think I would agree to this argument. And another thing I think is just people would just discover new hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
People would just have new hobbies that video games isn't much of a concern anymore.
Yeah, people.
Or even it's just now a side hobby.
People grow up. I would say sometimes gaming is a hobby. Sometimes when you were a kid and you have a toy, and then you're tired of the toy, and because you've grown up, it's not something that interests
Or
you
it
anymore.
doesn't gives you that fun anymore.
That fun anymore. It's all right. I mean, dude, you're an alumni. You're a gamer alumni.
Yeah, so
Dude, congratulations. I mean, you've found out that you don't like it anymore. You've moved on. It's all right. You don't need to be locked into that feeling that but I'm a gamer. I need to game, even though that doesn't interest me anymore.
yeah.
Even though I like doing something, playing football more than playing FIFA
Yeah.
on PlayStation.
Except FIFA's trash.
Except FIFA's trash, true.
No,
And
is
that's
it
all right.
is it called FIFA anymore? No, it's not going to be called FIFA anymore.
I don't know. I don't play
Something
FIFA.
football, something.
Something for the last FIFA I have was with Mbappe in the cover, 2023, I think.
The last FIFA game I own is FIFA 2015.
It's still FIFA until 2023, I think. I don't know. You guys correct me, the guys watching.
Yeah.
If we have viewers at all.
Yeah, we have.
We do.
We have some Qatartainers
Oh,
in
Qatartainers.
this place. Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to read some comments? I think
Yes,
Maybe. Do we have anything worthy?
So yeah, we got Sam saying there used to be a time where you could play a demo before you play. Actually, that is still relevant. Steam would have a festival where you would get over 8,000 demos you can try, from indie developers to major publishers, and it's still relevant. However, maybe not in the case of game consoles, but now it's rare. Demos are rare nowadays, where it's just, we're just fed with gameplay trailers and trailers and trailers, and there's just, you don't get to try the game.
There's still some demos though, so you have a PS Plus. That's one of the perks.
Yeah.
Now for you, now they
No, but like not at the expense of having a recurrent subscription.
they put a
Where
paywall
you can,
now.
like without having to put money, where I can just, go to the store, find demos, try them, like them, play them, or, going to Steam, which already has a festival, as I mentioned, where, there's loads of indie developers that they're just releasing their demos and you can try and play and gets you excited to try new things. Also, there's another thing that I think would put gaming into a higher interest is gaming conventions.
Oh, they're gone now. They're gone.
It's still alive in the UK and the US, but in terms of, on an international scale, like Qatar, where, I mean,
they have so now they have publishers doing their own conventions. Like no, not even a
I
convention.
mean, aside from geekdom, where,
Qatar, like locally here.
Yes, locally
Okay.
here. Or, these international publishers would come here and demo their games.
Has that happened
No.
before?
So, like, we would love to have this.
Oh, we would love to have it, but
So, like, let people try the game, get excited.
I think it's just because we are a small market. They might be doing it in the other GCC countries like KSA or UAE.
They
we might not
already
know.
have Nintendo of Saudi Arabia.
You already have Nintendo.
Yeah,
Saudi
so,
Arabia.
like, you can try some demos and stuff like that.
Because it's a big market. I understand that. We are a small market in Qatar, and that's unfortunately the reason why we won't see that happening in the near future.
Until
Although,
we become as big as, Saudi Arabia and Dubai.
but to be fair, you know what you can do? You need to market it as an ME. Instead of branding it as a convention, a Qatar convention, brand it as an ME, Middle East convention or GCC convention.
Oh,
but
like
just
similar to UAE where they have Middle East Comic Con. Yeah.
call it GCCE3, for example. And then what you do is you do it.
Bro,
in
you're going to
every-
get sued.
Why?
GCC E3?
Why not?
It's a trademark. You cannot use E3. You're going to get sued.
Okay, no, I mean it's hypothetical.
But like, yeah, like an example. yeah.
Example. And then what you do is you do it, and each country will have a chance to host it.
Yep.
If you do it that way, then yes, it might come here. But I don't know. They probably don't view the Middle East as a big market for that, and that's why we're missing out. But we can hope. Maybe it will come.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Let's
and
see.
and I would love to go.
Maybe once they... I mean, already the gaming community here is pretty good. It's pretty healthy. Like, we have healthy amount of tournaments, healthy amount of communities, niche communities. Maybe not niche communities, but we have healthy amount that, people are playing and discovering and meeting new people. And Qatartainment is an example.
Yes,
Where it's a platform where we can just play video games, talk about video games and other media, and then geekdom, where although it is mostly anime wise, it does have some video game themed activities.
gaming events or something. We do. Maybe a few people know this, but we do have an esports. We do have. I think we have we have an esports team. Redo has an esports
We
team.
have an esports council.
Yes.
What is it called
few
again?
people know.
I do forgot something. Qatar Esports Association.
Yes. So they're trying to build the esports.
So this is relatively new. So we're excited for this to we have loads of venues. One of the biggest, Virtuosity,
But
but
it's a
Ori
start.
Donation as well.
yes.
Where they're also hosting loads of other video game tournaments.
So there you go. That's the start of gaming growing. in
There is a
Qatar.
lot more space to improve. There's a lot more things to put on. You know.
And we need investors. So and it's good. A lot of these gamers.
Okay. I have to go to that point. We don't need investors. We just need community.
Ah.
There is not enough community.
That's why we need to build this Qatartainment community.
Yes.
We need to start at home, and this is our home.
Although we are reaching 3,470 subscribers.
Yes.
440 to 470 subscribers.
Yes.
Thank you guys for subscribing. But yeah, like the more you guys join, the more you guys, talk and have fun.
Yeah, be involved.
The more, people would join.
People more involved in any activities or events, that would
Yeah.
help. That would really help.
Yeah.
Any more comments that you might want to go? There's one more.
I think, yeah.
There's this guy. I don't know what his name is. It says they should make Team Fortress 3.
Yeah, I mean, up to Valve, which most likely they're not going to do it.
Nah,
know?
they've been sitting on their asses on Half-Life 3.
They're having fun with Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is giving them too much money that there's no reason to
Steam is
justify.
giving them too much money.
Mm.
It's not even the Steam Deck.
Yeah, so
It's an add-on. The Steam is giving them too much money.
yeah, like they have no reason to justify developing games other than
Spending time.
Half-Life Alyx.
Oh yeah, they did do Half-Life. That could be your Half-Life 3. As long as you own a VR. Works
Yeah.
best with HTC Vive, which is partner with Steam, by the way.
Like, I don't know why Valve is taking the James Cameron route,
What's the James Cameron route?
where Avatar, the Avatar movie.
Oh, you hate Avatar.
No, it's not that I hate Avatar. I hate the director's methodology, where it took him over a decade till he built his second installment of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
because he's waiting for the perfect technology, even though that technology already exists. It's just you need to execute it properly.
I'll tell you. Steam is waiting for the perfect time, which is when they're not making money from Steam anymore.
Steam is waiting for humans to get microchipped so that they could put us into Half-Life world again and Portal.
I would love it. I would love to be this guy, the scientist. I forgot
Speaking
his
of
name.
microchips, Tesla just tried to experiment microchips with a human, and it failed.
No, it worked.
It worked, then it failed.
How did it fail?
Apparently, some hardware issues
Hardware
that caused
issues.
it to fail.
Okay. Is it the
But-
person? Is it a person issue or a tech issue?
Not my problem, but it failed. So, unless Valve is waiting for, augmented reality. I think augmented reality is like the next thing Valve is waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Since now more than ever we're seeing the metaverse, like how they're blending AI with things. So this is another thing that they're waiting for it to be properly utilized so they can develop Half-Life 3.
You think we'll?
Do you think they're gonna use like these new technologies?
They've done it with Half-Life Alyx or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done it already. I'm sure they will. If they want to sell something, they'll try to use an existing IP to push it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I would love to see like an AR Portal 3. It'll be fun.
an AR Portal 3. Yeah,
Augmented
that
reality
would be
game.
fun until you start breaking.
Until you get a headache.
Until you get a headache or you start breaking stuff at home.
Oh yeah.
Because I can pass through this. Boom, and then
you
your
jump
TV
over the balcony and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just
And then you
fall
just-
down.
and you just die.
Oh wait, what's happening? Where's the portal?
And then it says game over because you're dead.
Yeah.
Like literally
Literally.
dead. Yeah.
Like that's fun.
That's the future of gaming.
Who knows? Maybe
But
it
how
is.
can you play your backlog if you're dead? You can't.
Oh yeah,
So
that's another point.
let's not die until then.
Or maybe like Sorta Online, where it's just like a VR headset, and then you just lay down on bed, and then you're just transported into this alternate reality. Maybe they're waiting for this.
Like Assassin's Creed. You
Assassin's
want
Creed Shadows,
no like Assassin's Creed the
where you're just like jumping.
the Animus. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah.
be like in an Animus.
I guess so.
And play
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, what do you think about the new game?
Wokeness, you mean? The new
Oh,
wokeness.
Assassin's Creed wokeness.
Assassin's Creed woke in kanji.
Well, in honest opinion, to explain about the wokeness that people are complaining about, essentially it stars as a black samurai in Japan However, people do not like, at least people in minorities, they don't appreciate it because the character they're portraying or they're using, they were not a ninja or like a warrior in any chance. They were originally, just like a slave.
Didn't you see the label? It's a Japanese. It's a game set in old time Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just it's mostly because people are complaining that it's not historically accurate.
Mm.
But
Nothing is historically accurate. Why does it have to be historically
I
accurate?
mean, except Assassin's Creed is a work of fiction.
Yeah, it's a work of fiction. It's a guy with a dagger coming out of his wrist
Yeah.
in ancient Japan.
Yeah.
Ancient Japan, is that the correct term? Yeah, in old Japan. So what do you want? How much historically accurate do you want it to be?
I mean, listen, if you want to be historically accurate, just read history books.
yeah. I mean,
Like, don't expect Ubisoft to be historically accurate for you because they don't care. Because they just want you to put $70 in their wallets and that's it.
yeah, people will buy it. Assassin's Creed, people who love Assassin's Creed will still buy it. So
I
no
mean-
matter what we say here,
Point in case, Nintendo fans. Like, how many times Nintendo fans have complained? How many times Nintendo have shut down emulators? How many times have they've done the nastiest, unethical, methods? But hey, people are still buying Nintendo games. And people are still gonna buy the Nintendo Switch too.
the hardcore gamers, so the people that so Nintendo knows its audience. Nintendo knows its market. The people who play their games don't emulate. Oh, I'm sorry. The
Correct.
people who buy their hardware, their software, are the people who don't emulate the games, and that's why they don't care. Even if they shut down all of these emulators, the community of people who play their games who don't buy from it, they don't care. They don't make money from those, or even if they do, it's gonna be minimal.
Also, I think the problem with people who are emulating Switch, also me, who is emulating the
There's
Switch.
no problem with you.
I am part of the problem, okay? But to discuss more about it, is that the Nintendo Switch is still a selling console. Like, it's still in production. Like, it's still getting sold. So, a lot of the times where games are being emulated, mostly because they're either discontinued, they're out of production, and they're out of software support. Point in case, the Nintendo 3DS, the Wii U. So yes, if you want to play Wii U games, that's why the Nintendo haven't shut down Wii U emulators or Nintendo DS and 3DS emulators, because they don't produce them anymore. So there is no point for them to, shut down or, to fight it legally.
They don't want to. They shut down where
So,
it will
in-
benefit them in the future. When they re-release games. That's the whole point.
So in one of the recent big lawsuits was Nintendo with the emulator Yuzu, which is a Nintendo Switch emulator. It was one of the most popular Nintendo Switch emulators, and it got shut down because essentially Yuzu developers, they used some code from the Nintendo Switch codes, and also they were profiting off of emulation.
how was Yuzi profiting from this?
So by Patreon.
You
So
think
like
people who
that's
pirate games actually donate to Patreon?
oh yes,
You think so?
yes. Pirates are bigger consumers than normal consumers.
Maybe I'm just not aware.
Like, point in case, me as someone who does it all the time, I buy a lot of things. A lot of video games, consoles, music, movies. There's a lot of physical media that I still buy and own and
Yeah.
continuously buy.
And you support the
Yes.
Yuzu by contributing to
I
their
haven't. I've
Patreon.
never supported, like I never contributed anything to Yuzu, let
That's what I'm
alone.
trying to say.
Yeah. So, but there is a lot of people who does that.
There might be. Yeah, there
Like
might
they're
be.
earning like $40,000 a month.
Oh, really?
$40,000 a month.
But they've been sued. I think the settlements for 6 million, if I remember correctly.
It was
Correct me if
around.
I'm wrong.
No, they settled. They didn't. They settled with removing the source code entirely from the web and apologizing, handing out all their assets to Nintendo,
Basically admitting that they did something wrong.
and compensating for the loss of Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, and how much was that? Do you remember?
Over $60 million.
How could 40,000 a month?
I don't know.
Hey, these guys are loaded.
Have you not heard about the guy who sold hacked tools for the Switch?
Okay.
Okay, so another point to discuss is one of the original, let's say, Nintendo Switch jailbreakers. So this guy would essentially, they jailbreaked the Switch, and then they developed and made tools to hijack the Switch, and they sold it to people. And then Nintendo found out who did it, and then they sued them. And then they sent them to jail. And then the court settled with paying over $2 or $3 million, which is the amount of money that this person would have to pay Nintendo for the rest of their life.
What? $2 to $3 million?
Yes,
What do you mean for the rest of their life?
because they were over 63 years old, and the only money they had was their retirement.
Oh,
so
right.
they just had to, keep paying monthly to
Yeah, but-
Nintendo.
So, but then what's the alternative if they're not able to pay? Prison.
Prison.
Oh, shit.
So yeah. So like that, Nintendo does not mess around when it comes, people pirating or illegally modify their properties that is currently getting sold.
Yeah.
Essentially. So, but if it's Wii U, Wii, N64, NES, SNES, and GameCube, they don't care.
No, that's what Yuzu is for, right? Oh, no.
It emulates the Switch.
Only the Switch, sorry.
So like that's the problem.
But for retro games, they're okay.
Yeah, like the Dolphin emulator, the Wii GameCube emulator.
Oh, right.
It's still there.
Mm.
It's still alive.
Until they want to re-release those games. In fact, they have a emulator, or no, sorry, if you subscribe to their paid
Nintendo Switch Online. yeah.
Nintendo Switch Online, they give you access to retro games.
Except their emulators are trash, and fun fact, one of the one of those computer science conventions. They discussed about the emulators that is developed by Nintendo, and it turns out they tested the emulator by using a pirated copy of one of their games.
That's so funny. Oh my.
Imagine the same company that is hunting down every single trace of pirated material
Uses a
from their own properties is the same person that is testing their own technology with pirated copies.
Uses a pirated ROM to play the
Yeah.
game.
So if you think you're the big pirate, Nintendo is the bigger pirate.
Yeah, probably they don't have the. They're probably trying to back engineer the source code.
Reverse engineer.
Sorry, the source code for the emulator, because they can't do it on their own, which is stupid.
They have the codes, bro. They have.
I'm
it.
just thinking
I know,
of
yeah,
the reason
I
why
can
they would do
agree what
it.
you're,
Why they would do it.
theorizing, yeah, but
Yeah.
they have the resources. They just don't want free money.
The thing is, I'm all for it, piracy, only because I want those games that they no longer sell in their own licensed markets, so that people still have access to them. My kids, for example, if I want them, although they might not enjoy it, if I want them to play Chrono Trigger, the original Chrono Trigger,
Yes.
right? I can just. Oh, by the way, it's available on Steam as well.
Yes, I own it.
Oh, you
But
own
I
it?
haven't played it.
I've played it before. I own it on Steam just because I love the game so much. I just want to keep it in my collection. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna play it again, by the way, because I don't have the time to play it.
Fair enough, we're adults at the end of the day. And so, like, speaking of, what were we talking about? Yeah, games. And so, speaking about crap! I just lost track.
I think this is the time to maybe just put up our final words.
Oh, we still have time yet.
No, we don't.
It's 8:30.
It's 8:30. We start at 7, by the way. We started early today.
Yeah. We have 30 minutes to yap.
No, we don't. We don't. No.
You don't have 30 minutes to
No,
yap.
we don't have 30 minutes to
Ah.
yap. I'm
sorry,
sorry.
guys. Clint.
We
Clint
all.
doesn't have 30 minutes to yap.
I don't have 30 minutes to yap because I need some time to play. I need to hell dive today.
Are you gonna actually play?
I am playing Helldivers. I told you I've been playing.
Oh, speaking of Helldiver, what do you think about the recent controversy with PlayStation?
With what? They've solved it now.
Yeah, but some regions that PlayStation doesn't support, they still cannot play it.
Oh, they can't play it.
Did you know that
they can play it now? We don't need the PSN account now.
Really? Because
Yeah.
people are still complaining that they cannot buy it now.
No. The people who are complaining now are the one who needs a PSN. I think they've locked out some countries.
Yeah, so like the people who are locked out of those countries,
Cannot play
They're
PlayStation games. I don't know.
they cannot play Helldivers,
They can
even though they
now.
own it on Steam.
So they don't have a so now they don't need a PSN account to play.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay.
But they've
But like, why
lost.
did they do it? That's just.
It's.
I get it. They were the publisher of Helldivers, but it's still just.
They're the publisher of Helldivers, but they weren't thinking clearly, and it's a famous game, and then I don't know, maybe greed just took over their minds, and they decided, you know what, fuck those gamers, they will do whatever we want. We were Sony, we've built such goodwill with our player base. You know, when we were doing Microsoft, that was the flame wars before, Xbox versus Sony. Sony's winning now because the players supported them, and this is what Sony does. Fucks you at the fucks you in the behind. Sorry, that's what they did. I'm sorry.
Stab you.
Stab you from the behind.
You know, yeah. Like, it sucks.
It's the players supported you, and this is how you repay them. And now Sony is becoming one of the hated publishers. Probably next to Activision. Activision's still on top. Then EA. Then Ubisoft.
then,
And then Sony, maybe.
Yeah.
I think.
And
Because
then
of this dick move.
Oh, Nintendo. Nintendo number 2.
No, Nintendo. It has its. I think Nintendo is a niche. So
Niche.
it's a niche. It has its
No.
own weird people supporting it.
Niche.
It's
I
a niche.
disagree.
It's a niche.
I disagree. Niche.
Yeah, it's a niche.
That's the wrong word to use.
I think it's a niche.
Trust me.
Not niche and kids. We just like their Pokemon games.
Oh, Pokemon. Have you seen the recent Pokemon games now?
I've played Arceus.
Have you tried PTCG Live?
I've played Arceus.
No, not Pokemon Legends Arceus, as in Pokemon trading card game live.
I've played the earlier
the app version.
the other version. The
Okay,
TCG Live, was it called? No,
Online.
it's not. No,
PTC
TCG Online.
PTCGO.
I tried TCG Online. I
Yeah.
played
I
heavily on.
yes, because at the time when the pandemic was, and Pokemon cards were all the craze during the pandemic, and I got so many packs for them, and PTCGO was a really good platform to use, especially on PC, iPad, tablet, whatever it is. But since they now introduced PTCG Live, it's terrible. Nearly 90% of my card collection, digital card collection,
Gone.
is gone.
Gone. All the money you've spent to buy those packs. Did you buy?
Gone.
Gone. All the time that
Just
you spent.
gone. Like, even though they're like, apparently one of the requirements was that it needs to be after the black and white generation. They were all after black and white generation, but they're all gone.
But
It just sucks.
But those are still playable by the extended format, right?
no, PTCGO's, I'm not sure.
No, any cards after. I'm not sure any cards after black and white, or before black and white, should still be playable. Because I understand maybe they're no longer, but you have different formats. So you extended format, and you've got your normal format, your regular tournament format. So if it's no longer playable in extended format,
I mean, yeah, except it just doesn't show up on my
Yeah,
library.
because if you can't play it, then you need it.
Maybe I'll check again if with the extended format you're suggesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I just cannot see it. It's gone, and it sucks.
Because if they're banned from the extended format, I probably understand. The whole point of doing
But
TCG.
like, can you just keep it? Can I just look at it? Like, yes, it's digital. Yes, it's just a code.
Because it's all
But
shiny
like,
and
can I just look at the code?
because it's all shiny.
Yeah.
And instead of buying the real card,
You know,
you can just look
developers worked hard to put this in the game, right?
let the
To make
players
it glossy,
gloss,
shiny.
yeah, the full art versions of all your favorite cards. Let the player base appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of understand, but then again, you know, they ditched TCG online. If your purpose was to collect cards, digital cards in this app, I don't think it's the way to go. I think this app is for you to test a deck that you want to play in real life.
Yes, I
That's its main purpose. Game collecting your cards is not doing this digitally. Maybe this version. Maybe it supports that. The older one didn't,
Yeah.
because obviously it's gone. I don't know what they'll do with this later on. That it's such a waste if you've spent so much. I did, by the way. I spent a lot of booster packs, real money, to buy booster packs to add in my collection in TCG online. But then it got shut down.
Yeah, it just sucks. So yeah, any last before we leave? Any last tips for adults?
Any last
Your
tip?
final thoughts about being an adult, and what do we learn
What did we learn?
from being a gamer as an adult?
So kids, what did we learn today? First of all,
Qatartainers, what did we learn today?
Qatartainers, the main objective of playing games, fun.
Have fun.
You're
They're
having
meant to be
fun.
fun.
It's,
Do not take it too seriously. Don't think about frame data and analyzing and being too professional or completing it. Just have fun.
Yes. Don't stress yourself on completing it. Just have fun. If it gives you fun, then it's worth your time.
Mhm.
Because time is your main resource.
Time is
right
money.
now. It is. It is. And if it's not giving you, that feeling of fun, then it's worthless.
Yep.
And you don't need to spend your time on it.
Second of all, don't buy games that you don't need. I know it's tempting to get it cheap. It's tempting to even download it for free. You don't need it.
Yes, because sadly, those games that you bought, which you haven't played,
Or you
if
got it for free.
you got it for free, or if you plan to play it when you retire, it might be deleted in those servers later on.
Yes.
You'll never
yes,
know.
that's a good point.
You'll never know. And they can do that. You can do it. They can do it.
Yep.
In
That's
the-
what PlayStation did for like some people who owned
Yes.
several shows. They're just gone.
They just delete it. Unless you download it, unless you have your 36 terabyte SSDs, like my friend here.
Except if it's DRM.
Then you have a
Assuming
problem.
they're DRM.
Which they might impose. So
That's
unless
how
you have
piracy works.
unless you have the resources to buy a 36 terabyte SSD to download all of the game library all the games in your library that you have right now,
Yeah.
it's just not worth it. And yeah, spend money for nothing that you might not be able to play later on. It's such a waste.
So yeah, like third thing, have fun with your life. Don't
with your
think
life.
about video games too much. Remember it's a hobby. Yes, it was a time where you enjoyed being a kid, playing video games all night long, all day long, with your friends or alone
Yeah.
or anywhere. But remember that video games is a hobby.
Yeah. Accept the fact that you just don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've accepted that, it's like death. Once you accept that you're gonna die, everything is easier.
It's fun. It's even more fun.
It's more fun it's more fun that way.
Well, yeah, it's not fun to die, but like, it's fun knowing that your time's limited.
Yeah,
Just to
you
make the most of it.
rewire your system to
Yes.
accept that,
Yes.
and you'll be more happy. You'll be happier.
What is this self-help episode?
It is. It is.
Yeah, this is like such a self-help episode.
Yes,
like,
yes. We're trying to help our fellow gamers, our fellow entertainers
Yeah, to
who are
like,
struggling in our challenging times.
Yeah.
When you've got so much resources, so much games, not enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope we helped. I hope we've actually given you support
Mm-hmm.
and help, and you found this podcast valuable. And if you did, please like and subscribe to our channel.
And thank you for being Qatartained. And we'll see you all next week.
Ciao.
Bye bye. Where is this?